think it's because it's a holiday weekend. I don't imagine that Saturdays are always this loud. It's one of the uniquely stupid things about Dallas is the weather gets nice and people say, hey, let's get out and drive somewhere. It irks me to no end. Hey, it's nice outside, let's go out and drive. Oh man, the weather's really shitty. Let's get out and drive. Wow, it's hot out there. Let's get out and drive. The more extreme the condition, the more likely it is that people will drive. The city is addicted to driving. I guess Gambino's having a hard time selling that house. It's a weird, obscure law, and I guess I understand why it exists. It's crazy that there's two houses in a row. Maybe it brings down property values or something, I don't know. I just figure as long as it's happening on your porch. But it's called outside storage. You can't have things like washing machines and refrigerators and everything else. You know what? I think I can see why. It might be an electrical safety hazard issue. But mostly I think they just did it because they got tired of neighbors who would have like appliances sitting out on their lawn looking junky and bringing down property values. Maybe it's multifaceted. Look, they hit a snag. Either that or they got their brother-in-law or something putting this together. Like in my neighborhood, they can't get the houses up fast enough. House across the street from me, they tore it down with the quickness and they're throwing up the thing. What I can't understand is they're building the houses fast in my neighborhood, but they're not selling them fast. Because nobody wants to live amongst the stuff I live amongst. Now, it wasn't until I went to Elm Thicket, I was like, man, I live in the hood. It's like, yeah, it's a different kind of hood, but it's still hood. I don't know, it's not really hood, it's worse than that. One person commented, he said, looks like a third world country. It looks exactly like the way I left. It looked like when I left, and I was like, he wasn't wrong. Like I tell people, when I started out doing this last year, there was a manhole that covered in the sidewalk that had a missing lid. I mean, there was a storm, what was it, a water main or something like that. It had a missing manhole cover. It had been missing. It had been missing since I stopped walking down the area back in 2020. I stopped walking around there, 2020. I said, man, the pandemic's happening. I ain't going down that side of the street anymore. Something bad could happen to me. People are hurting and panicking right now. Now I'm looking at that one, the stop sign's leaning and it's kind of faded. Maybe it's just my eyes. But it's not leaning too badly, and it's not too faded. Come back in a year, in about 6 more months. I guess all these are pretty bad actually. I got time. Shall we give it one more chance? No, because it's the same thing we had happen last time. I'll tell them. That one's leaning. This one's not too bad. Still leaning though. I guess we'll call it in. Oh, look at that. Shopping cart still there? Yeah, it's still there. And I told them about this and I said, oh, covering the sidewalk. And they looked at me like they didn't know what I was talking about. She picked a hell of a place to zone out. What is it with all these people around the canals tonight? Another dog walker. Pretty hell of a place to zone out. Yeah. No, it's just hard to see. Okay. Maybe they just look at it like it's a creek or something. See, there's something growing in there. Maybe that's just tree limbs. Oh, man. Well, this place is a lot more active at night. Or it's just a nice day. It's a nice day on a holiday weekend. A tale of two lots. One rapidly deploying, the other one that just kind of will make it up as we go along. I'll get it next week. 3 houses in a row that they so this one says sold. I wonder if they're going to tear it down and build something. I think this house will be next. Oh yeah, I forget, no one watches the night videos. You know, it'll defy all logic. I post this thinking that, and somehow it gets like 300 views. Now, this is an obscure channel. This is just basically me having a video journal, and sometimes I look back and sometimes I say, hey, look, see that happen to people. That I got subscribers, that anybody that watches it, and thank you for that, by the way, is it's kind of neat. I mainly did this for future audiences, not present audiences. For maybe someday in 100 years, this will be like a time capsule for somebody. They pop it open and they say, this is what Dallas used to look like. And here's a guy, you know, he did this for 20 years, and we got all of this footage of him, this going around, and this is the neighborhood and how everything changed and transitioned. My biggest fear, and it's already happened, is I'm doing the videos, and it's going to be like videos that preclude a cataclysmic event. We haven't had quite cataclysm, but we've had a disaster. Wow, so that's what life was like before the pandemic. You know, that's how we're kind of framing things. You see my videos before the pandemic, and then you see them after. And had they had GoPro cameras, or had I been able to afford a GoPro camera back in the 2000s, you probably would have seen me walking around and having transitional videos. This is what America was like pre 9/11. Dallas was very different back then. If you can believe it, the streets were in a lot worse shape. The houses were smaller. The neighborhood was kind of in a transition. Starting to see a pattern. Howdy. I guess they sold the house. See if I can go get some. I wish I should have got some daytime footage. This doesn't really. Telephone pole's leading too, or utility pole. Yeah. I spied something I wasn't supposed to. Very interesting. I'm sure that somebody's just having a party. I stayed up late because I was trying to work on the budget meeting video that I just finally finished after a couple of days. And when I say finished, I mean I take it, I put it in the Insta360 Studio, trim off whatever needs to be trimmed off, and then I export it. And the exports, no matter what, it just takes it takes like a day and a half. Doesn't matter what computer I do it on. I rendered it on a Ryzen 7, Ryzen 9. Right now I'm done on one on a Ryzen 9 AI. And it shaves a few hours off, but it still takes the better part of a day. Still takes the better part of a day to render a 360 video. No, there's just too much going on around here right now. And I really should have, like I said, I stayed up till 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Sorry, my brain is mush. There's one video of me from way back in 2018, walking down Park Lane after the, yeah, they could definitely use more lights here. Actually, it's not that they could use more lights, it's that the people around here keep their houses in the dark. But I came down here after the storms. I was walking around and Park Lane didn't have its power restored for like 2 or 3 weeks. I didn't even know that's new, isn't it? It used to be a sodium light. Like I said, maybe it's because it's a holiday weekend. Now, what coming down here reminds me of is you play like, back when I played Simon's Quest, the second Castlevania movie Castlevania game that a lot of people chided because it got a lot of things wrong apparently to them. Anyway, every time you go to a city or a little town, not a city, but a little town in the Castlevania 2, there's the way that it looks during the day, and then there's what it turns into at night. And I get Castlevania 2 vibes coming down Larga at night. Say the line, what a terrible night to have a curse. Whereas tonight it's more like, what a lovely night, but there's still a curse. It's so bad and so dark over here that it feels like it'd be safer to walk in the street. My biggest worry is someone says, hey, see, that's what I'm saying, they let out the family dog, and I come down here and say, oh, we always have the family dog running around here, no one ever comes through here. And then the one day I come through here and he tries to turn me into his chew toy. All right. Real stupid idiots are coming down this street. Alright, he on the cell phone, he can't be bothered away driving a big ass truck thinking that it's a Cadillac. Trading paint. And see, that's what I'm saying, like I did this in like 5 minutes, reported a street light. But no, it's my phone. My phone's the problem. It's not an app, it's a website. You go to it, put in all the information. It has a database it digs out of, just like the 311 app does. And in like 1 minute, you saw me just, it locked onto my coordinates too. Locked onto my coordinates, and I said, yeah, light not on at night. There you go. It also helps that one of the, it's not really the few, it's the many. Somebody went out there and meticulously put tags on a lot of these things, and starting to wonder if some genius goes around ripping the tags out because they're having some kind of figments telling them that that's how the government tracks you. Anyway, 5 minutes, maybe less than that, maybe a minute, 90 seconds for me to put in a street light ticket. Like those stop signs that I was looking at, that's how easy it should be. Just look at it, takes your GPS, take a picture, send it in. Instead it's go to the website. Wait, let me log in. I thought I was already logged in. Well, this is telling me I need to log in again. Oh, they got the whole Jehovah's Witness temple lit up over there. Anyway, keep saying maybe one of these days I got to go down to one of all these places and just take a exploring. Today's the day. Left my wristwatch, my other wristwatch. No, I was going to say it's probably because it's a holiday weekend. I can't remember if I'm taking my next break around. I think Halloween falls on a weekday, not a weekend. I don't know, man. Let's just get through this day first.